Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is the 19th day of spring, which brings us to our sheep festival. It's been a while since I've made a recording. Quite a bit of time has passed, but unfortunately I do not actually have a lot of things to tell everybody about. My main focus has just been sort of getting the farm put together. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to make back the money that we spent earlier on in the season with upgrading our house and upgrading the maker shed, and as you can see I have a pretty decent amount of cash on my person at the moment. And if we have a look at our balance sheet, you can see that I have almost balanced it out, and I'm almost at a point now where I have made more than I've spent. And every single day from the 8th of spring onwards, pretty much since my last recording, I have managed to make more than I've spent. So I've been pretty hard at work doing that type of stuff. All of my farming, crops, a lot of that comes from taking care of the animals as well. So things are going really quite nicely on the farm, if I do say so myself. We've got strawberries that have given me a few yields of crops. We've got some cucumbers here, and as you can see, I've just managed to get some today. And so if I pick these, I'll be able to get more in a few days' time. I've gotten a few harvests of potatoes, and I've gotten a few harvests of turnips as well. And turnips are probably the biggest money maker, I would say, just because they are growing so very, very quickly. So everything is going really well there. The month was sort of off to a bumpy start with the orchard and things like that, but I've kind of managed to pick it back up. The rain has also stopped, which has been nice. We've had nice, beautiful weather, a lot of cloudy weather, but still nice enough that I'm able to keep the animals outside. So the chickens are really quite happy that they're able to be outside, and the barn animals, as you can see, they have a nice full field of grass, and they're quite happy as well. So the weather hasn't been too bad. It's kind of stopped with all of that rain nonsense that we had at the beginning of the month. I also made sure to plant all of my rice so that we don't miss the deadline before winter time. And the first two rows that I planted, you can see that they're actually in their second stage of development. So we're pretty much golden to leave these here and not worry about them until, I would say, probably the end of summer, beginning of fall sort of thing. We'll want to make sure that we keep a close eye on these as it gets closer to that time so that we do not miss the opportunity to harvest all of that when it comes in. And then over here in the orchard, of course, I've had nothing but trouble with the apple trees dying and the orange trees dying, but I made the decision to replant my orange trees, and I hope I have better luck with them. Crossing my fingers. I've begun charting the water and the sun points on these, of course. And I also planted this grape tree down here in the bottom right hand side of the orchard. I had left this space blank for quite some time, but I decided to finally put that grape tree in. And then I hope I'll be able to replant those apple trees soon. I haven't done it yet, but I really should. I should just get over the fact that I lost them and replant them, because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to get fruit off of them. An empty plot doesn't do me any good. I have a few more things to talk about over on the farm, but I don't want to miss the festival. That would be tragic. Especially considering that we, I think, are pretty much guaranteed to win. We have a full 10 hearts with our sheep that we entered. So I would not want to miss the opportunity to win ourselves another wonderful. I think this year is going to be a good year for wonderfuls. I think a lot of the competitions we have a really good chance in, so definitely I'm hoping to get some good stuff. I also never noticed that there was a competitor from Hill Valley. Is that a reference, or did they just put that in and didn't think about it? I would like to think it's a reference, but who knows? What I do know is that we won the competition, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm sure our sheep is very, very happy too to be declared the winner. I imagine that Mirabelle puts one of those nice little first place ribbons on your animal. So what color do we win? Alright, we have a yellow wonderful. Didn't we win that back at the mining festival, or did we win a red one? Honestly, can't remember. All I know is that I have quite a few yellow wonderfuls, but the good news about a yellow wonderful is that you can put them on so many tools, and they have a great variety of things that they're useful for depending on which tool that they're put in. So a yellow wonderful is not a bad prize. Of course, I was still hoping that I was going to get an orange, but that's okay because we still have 2 other competitions this month. We have the Horse Festival and we have the Spring Crop Festival. And I am very much hoping that we will win wonderfuls from both of these as well. And who knows, maybe we'll finally get that orange. But if not, I hope we get more useful stuff that we can use. Currently, I do believe I've got a yellow wonderful in my axe so that I can cut down stumps. I've got one in my hoe so that I can use it on the rice paddy. And I also have 2 of them in my hammer so that I can take care of all of the large boulders, which was mostly for my benefit in the wintertime to clean up my field. And normally I like to put 1 or 2 of them in my brush because it builds affection with your animals faster as well. So they have a great variety of uses. And yeah, that's probably the 4th or 5th one that I've got by now. But I'm not too upset about that. I'm going to put it in my cabinet for now, and I'll figure out what I want to do with it. Now that we're back on the farm, I, for some reason, decided to talk to the sprite at Meadow Island that gives you hints about sunstones, and he told me to go look on Greenhouse Island, and apparently this whole time I didn't get this sunstone that's been in this bush here on the left-hand side of this area. I kind of find that hard to believe. I think it's probably more likely that I did get it on video, but I maybe reloaded a save state and replayed and forgot to get it. Maybe? I don't know, but either way, that was a very easy one for me to get. and we are now at 17 sunstones total. We still have a lot more to go. And for the upcoming horse festival, you can see that our horse has 8 hearts, and our training record completely blew our champion record time out of the water. So we won the horse festival with a time of 13:09, and our training record is 12:1. So I think we're not going to have any problems in winning that upcoming festival. The other thing that I did on the farm, which I almost forgot to mention, and it's not really anything that's too major, was I decided to buy another feeding bin for the barn. I haven't decided whether or not I want to actually buy another animal yet, but I thought that this was just an easy, simple, cheap upgrade to get Ganon to do, and I did get all of my own lumber for that, so my lumber total is quite low because I paid 100 lumber for him to do that for me. But in order to get more sunstones, we need to have at one time 3 cows, and you also at one time need to have 3 sheep. So basically what we can do is we can put in one more, buy another cow, buy another sheep, and get ourselves some more sunstones. Now, I'm gonna have to double check those numbers because now that I think about it, 3 sounds kind of low. I might actually need to have more than that. But I don't think I'd want more than 6 barn animals. I think that that would get really kind of overwhelming. Especially in the winter time, when I keep them inside the barn. So I didn't buy anything major from Ganon. Get back in there, sheep. Stay in there. I didn't buy anything major from Ganon. There are more upgrades that I can do, but I have really just kind of been more focused on getting my money back and getting to a place where I've got more money and such. Now this is kind of a short video, so I guess one other thing that I will mention that I can cross off my list here is I talked about the fact that once you build a large house, once you have the largest house that's available to you, you should be able to buy a crib from Chen, a baby bed. And you'll notice that on my list here, it doesn't give me the option to buy one because the buy furniture option would be coming up. And if you see that and you're wondering where this crib is, don't worry. What I found out was that in order for him to offer the crib, you have to be married for at least 30 days. I knew that you needed to be married for at least 30 days to be able to see the pregnancy event, and that will happen after buying the crib at random. So I do believe Witch Princess and I got married on the 21st day of winter, which means that the baby bed should be coming up for sale soon, and once I buy that and put it in the house, I will randomly get the pregnancy event. I've pretty much nailed all of the requirements, and at this point it's just sort of a waiting game. So I thought I would just sort of clarify that. I know I talked about the baby bed and I talked about the pregnancy event, and I kind of talked about it, but we didn't actually check to see if Chen had it, and when I realized that he didn't, I thought that I should just sort of elaborate on that for those of you who might be confused or maybe worried that it wasn't showing up for you if you've done the same thing that I've done and I've gotten the house upgrade right away. before being married for a full 30 days. So at this point, I think I pretty much covered everything that I was up to. Like I said, very, very boring. Mostly just routine stuff, trying to get things grown and shipped and getting the rice ready, getting the orchard back in order, all of these types of things. And I will be back soon, so I hope that I have more to talk about when we attend the horse festival coming up on the 24th. I've got a few days here, and like I said, I'm thinking that it's not going to be a problem for us to win that, so I'm not entirely worried. I am excited to see what kind of wonderful we're going to get out of it, though. That'll be exciting. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.